Doing decent today, Nia. I hope you're the same. I'm just getting together this gaming news so we can talk about it. I'm gonna start a discussion with the PS5 today because I got some things to say about that one. As far as it being like a console with borderline PC prices. Also, apparently they've also increased the prices on the PS5 controller, so I gotta look at that real quick. Let me see if that's true. Basic colors jumped up $5 and the slightly fancy colors increasing by $10. Apparently because of the rising cost of production. Oh my god. Feel bad for everybody who is gaming on PlayStation. Not even from like a elitist standpoint or like, a PC's better than console standpoint, but they're just robbing people now. Slowly but surely, it's becoming less and less of a consumer-friendly platform. Getting kind of crazy. It's absolutely insane. We're gonna get started here soon. we're gonna talk about this. This is crazy. I think Sony's starting to get greedy. Either that or they're getting desperate to make back some of their investments. All right, let's get started here.
No more heroes, it's hero be hero, catch on nobody but yourself, nothing less to do.
Travis, it's kill or be killed.
Yo, what's up, Amy? Thanks for coming through to the stream so early. Nia and I are just getting ready to talk about, well, I'm getting ready to talk about with all of you guys this PlayStation 5 news and other gaming news that's currently going on and around in the market before playing Black Myth Wukong. We got some articles pulled up, if you can't tell from the camera, that I'm currently staring at that you guys are about to see in a second. But we're going to start off the conversation by talking about the PS5 Pro, which is $700, mind you. $700, mind you. Not only that, but they increased the base price of the PS5 controller by $5, and some of the other controllers for the same model that are like slightly fancier, different colors, an extra $10. 4-year-old hardware at the very least, and they're increasing the price hikes allegedly due to production costs. But I'm going to show you guys the articles. We're going to go over some other news and stuff that's going on right now, because that controller increase, they didn't even announce it. That came out of the shadows. But one thing I gotta ask you guys is, if you're someone who's been gaming primarily on a console or has had consoles or grew up playing on them like most of us did, at this point, would you guys say it's even worth it to kind of like still play on a console like that, where you can get a PC for a couple extra $100 to have free online, not have to deal with certain things, to be able to tweak your settings at will? Like, I'm not even really trying to push an agenda here. I'm just curious to know people's thoughts, because if you're going with the best bang for your buck, like, I'm gonna get into it. Let me just switch screens, and now I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about. So for those not to know, Sony has unveiled the PS5 Pro. If you know you've been in gaming for the last decade or two, you remember when they uploaded the PS4 Pro. You know, when the Xbox One X and the One S came out. When we were in that middle of the generation where games were coming out that were pushing the hardware, pushing boundaries, so we need a kind of like a halfway through the console lifespan reset. And that's what the PS4 Pro was. That's where the Xbox One X and everything was. Slightly better hardware, an increase in like graphics performance, and really push that edge if you couldn't really run a game at the specs you wanted to. And now here we are again. But the difference here is, I don't think the demand for this is here. There are still people still playing on their PS4s who still think PS4 and Xbox One are current gen, and that PS5 and the Series S and X are next gen. They still think the Obama station and the Obama box are current gen. That's when they came out, during the Obama administration, if you're American. When Barack Obama was president. that is the last time those things were current really like next gen at the time, or current gen at the time. I believe what, 2011, 2013. Let me see. Maybe even older. 2013 for the PS4. in 2013 for the Xbox One. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, let's go into the specs. Let's see what they're talking about. They say a new PlayStation 5 is on the way. This is Sony, mind you, for gamers who want smoother, more detailed video game adventures. The PlayStation 5 Pro is scheduled for November 7th release. So this year in November, this is coming out. May look a lot like the PlayStation 5 Slim console, which was brought to market in November 2023 with more pronounced stripes on the side. But inside, the PlayStation 5 Pro has advanced hardware and software designed for super sharp image clarity, high frame rate gameplay, and advanced ray tracing. And this is what the company said in its announcement. And apparently that all translates to some remarkable improvement to the games, said Mark Cerny, lead architect of the PS5 and the PS5 Pro technical presentation on YouTube. Yeah, we're gonna get to that, Hemi. It does not include a disk drive. Here's what you need to know about the PS5 Pro, including how much it'll cost and when you can pre-order it. So it's releasing $700 for those who don't know. This doesn't come with a vertical stand, doesn't come with a disk drive. So like the vertical stand they're using in a promotion here, this is at minimum at least another $30. I believe it's $700. I can't remember if it's before or after tax, but if it's not, then you're paying at least $750, and that's just for the console. That's not for any games. That's not for a bundle. That's not for an extra controller. Keep in mind, they're gonna charge you extra for the controllers if you need to buy another one, because most of these consoles come with one. Like this here, only comes with the controller. So if you want another controller, if you want to play local co-op games with your friends, if you have a social life, you're getting punished for that financially. But the thing that bothers me about this is it also has a 2 terabyte drive. I know in some clips it says SSD, but most people are saying hard drive, so I don't know which it is. I think that's also why they try to charge as much as they do, even though like I still don't think that would justify the price, especially how big games are getting nowadays. Yo, what's up, Syntax, aka Obsolete? Hope you're doing well. We're currently talking about how Sony's trying to rip people off of this PS. Yeah, you know. Currently discussing this news. So apparently the specs are, it has a new graphics processing chip, larger graphics processing unit with a faster response, so rendering or game videos up to 45% faster. 3 times the capacity of the current PS5 when it comes to rendering realistic lighting and simulating real-world reflections and refractions of light in game environments, said Hideaki Nishino, CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment's Platform Business Group, on PlayStation's blog. And artificial intelligence, so it has their own unique upscaling technology, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which uses AI and machine learning based on technology to upscale and improve how games look. And it analyzes game images pixel by pixel and can add an extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the effective resolution of games. Game Boost, this feature may stabilize or improve the performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games. The enhancement can improve more than 8,500 backward compatible PS4 games. Enhanced image quality will also improve the resolution of PS4 games. So the thing about it, Obsolete, is that I get it's an SSD, and SSDs are faster than hard drives, but some SSDs still do suck. Like some of them, like, keep in mind the bar is in hell when we're comparing an SSD and a hard drive. They typically do cost more, especially at 2 terabytes, but most people in the market, like with everything else that they're planning and that they're pushing, most people are still on PS4s. Most people still can't afford a PS5. Most people are struggling to actually like finish getting the accessories and continuously get hard drive and SSD space for their consoles. So for you to come out with something that and price it at $700 with one controller, not even the stand you're advertising it with, and without a disk drive, keep in mind the disk drive for a PS5, if you want to get the add-on for it, is an extra $100. So with the controllers being around $70, keep in mind controllers are an extra $5 for the base model and an extra $10 for the fancier models. And that's without tax. What's up, T? We're talking about how Sony's trying to rip off their fan base. Yeah, they increase the prices of the controllers too without telling anyone as well. How am I supposed to play my hard copies anything?
That's the neat part, Garbot. You don't.
But what's up, Garbot? What's up, T? Hope you guys are doing well. So, if we're breaking this down, if most people said PC gaming was too expensive before, and keep in mind, I grew up playing on consoles. The closest thing I had to PC gaming was a monitor with a back as big as some people's grandmas out here. You know what I'm talking about if you grew up with one, the old white one, big back, the white fat tower. And I was just sitting on carpet with a mouse trying to make that work.
Oh my god!
That's the closest thing I had to PC gaming at that time. Yo, great yo, everybody just started chanting CRT, the CRT hive mind is here. What's up, grinning? But yeah, like I grew up with that type of PC gaming, but I had PS2, PS1, Sega Genesis, Xbox, the original Xbox One, PS3. I had a PS3 before I had anything Xbox. For my first own console was a PS3. And a lot of the games I played, I really Jack 1, 2, and 3, Jack and Dexter. Freaking I had a PSP, I had a Vita. I played Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal on a PS2, one of my favorite games of all time. Like, I very much am typically for Sony. Before anybody tries to say I'm ragging on Sony. Like, not even you guys, but other people who may come in and see this and don't know. Hell, on the PCs too, Max, you play RuneScape on it, man. Man, I remember those days, man. Just on the website, Cartoon Network, playing their Flash games, Miniclip, Armor games, Congregate, like just going to different websites and playing Flash games, Super Smash Flash. Like that's where I'm from. That's what I was doing. My bad if I aged anybody in the chat. Been a PC and Xbox guy for the longest, then got a PS3. The PS3 was dope, you know? Played The Last of Us on there before they got remastered for the 80th time. The Newgrounds, yeah. Tried to stay away from the dark part of Newgrounds, but you know, man. But people are going on to ask, like in this interview, what games can a new PlayStation 5 Pro can improve, right? Sony said many studios are building free software updates to take advantage of the PS5 Pro's upgrades. Some of the expected PS5 Pro enhanced games: Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Demon's Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Gran Turismo. You get the point. Even all the way down to the First Ascendant and Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. So this is the part where people were like, are you out of your damn mind? $700. And it depending on what it's worth and depending on where you're at, like some people live in Canada, like this thing is easily $1,000 for me. Like the inflated price over in Canada, depending on where you're at, yeah. This thing is expensive. So it could have been somebody blowing it out of proportion. I'm not entirely too sure. But some people said this thing is mad expensive overseas, depending on where you go. Like Brazil? Oh, no, you can forget it. The thing is, like, has the technology even been pushed nearly as far to justify a purchase like this? But the good news is, if you're struggling to afford a PS5 currently, it's priced as much as $200 lower, and it starts at $449 for a digital PS5. Keep in mind, that's without a disc drive. And then $500 with the drive. So if you're someone who's been trying to get in current gen gaming, because it's no longer next gen, this is current gen PS5 and Series S and X, this would be a little bit easier for your barrier to entry, but still, like, if you already have a PS5 and are looking to upgrade, they say the PS5 Pro may prove enticing. While it comes with a controller, the PS5 Pro is compatible with all current accessories, including PlayStation VR 2. Nobody bought it. The PlayStation Portal Remote Player, I've seen more people buy this than I've seen the VR headset. DualSense Edge wireless controller, the Access controller, Pulsely wireless headset. Do people really have this though? Like, all the accessories and stuff that they're pushing in this article, I don't think is selling like that, except maybe the wireless earbuds and maybe the handheld Portal Remote Player, because that people are nostalgic for a PSP and PS Vita, which there are rumors that they might be doing a Vita too, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, the PS5 Pro does not come with a disc drive, but you can add an Ultra HD drive. Bare minimum $80 that plays PS5 and PS4 games, plus DVDs, Blu-ray disc, and 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray disc. But it's crazy, man. So they're trying to push that, like, this is crisper, you can have better graphics and better frame rates, but at this point, I think it'd be a lot more worth it to just save up a few $100 if you really wanted to be playing everything current gen, minimum 1080p, 60 FPS, or even 120 depending on what you're looking at, and just get a PC. Keep in mind, you don't have to pay for online. You get a controller, you have access to emulators. You can still stream, you can still make videos, you can still make content. You have opportunities to recoup some of that loss back if you really wanted to. It's just from a consumer standpoint, you're like, okay, well, if I'm gonna be spending this much money, I might as well get the best thing I can. You get a slim disk drive for $30 or so. It won't play Blu-ray though. Will it still play PS5 and PS4 games? Because if so, like, that's what they need to push. They say the PS5 Pro is not the PlayStation 6, so I'm trying to think, are they also gonna make PlayStation players and PlayStation fans buy the disc drive for that too? Is this what they're testing right now? Because you already look at the advertisement. That stand is gonna cost you at least an extra $30 minimum. That disc drive is costing you at least an extra $70 to $80 minimum, if not $100. An extra controller. I hope you got games. And then the controller's even more expensive now. For ray tracing and a 45% increase in performance over the base PS5. Keep in mind, the graphics they're pushing, like, let's say they're pushing, which I think is one of the advertisements, I'm not 100% sure, so take this with a grain of salt. To have it like 4K, between 4K to 8K graphics possibly, depending on what type of game you're running. How many of y'all in the chat actually have a 4K monitor? I don't. How many of y'all even trying to game in 4K? It's just too expensive to be a consumer in a working class. Hemi, you might be one of the rare few. Because most people, like, how often do you actually game in 4K though? And are you playing modern things in 4K? Like, I feel like it's such a niche thing that the majority of the market, if they can't afford a PS5, does not have the ability to afford a 4K monitor and 4K gaming at the same time. Keep in mind, ray tracing is always one of those things that's overrated. Because, don't get me wrong, ray tracing looks good. It could be really beautiful. But to pay an extra couple $100 for ray tracing? And a little bit of an increase in performance? Like, the regular PS5 can play still most games that are out just fine. I think this would either be for those diehards that are super about Sony, like what they call Sony ponies, or PlayStation stands. It would be the same thing with like Xbox, they call them. I think that too, this is for, because they already got people tweeting talking about if you can't afford it, don't even say you team PlayStation, broke boy. I'm just like, what's wrong with y'all? Tweets are already coming out. You know Twitter's already a miserable place. You playing 2K? Yeah. The launch title, it better be, oh yeah, right. So we're closer, Garbit, to getting a Bloodborne remastered PC port through an emulator than we are getting a Bloodborne remastered through Sony officially. I'm not even kidding. Like, they showed some progress. I think it was like 2 weeks old, like 2 weeks ago. I think we're talking about that today. I might have saved it. If not, I'll find it for you. But there's some gameplay. It's looking smoother and smoother. If you really want to play Bloodborne at 60 FPS, PC is doing it first. But yeah, see, like, somebody literally here is saying, Scott Stein, who's the editor at large for CNET, he said he preferred to play on the PS5 Pro, but I don't know if the sometimes subtle upgrades, because keep in mind, they put the PS5 Pro and regular PS5 side by side, and unless you have a monitor that's good enough to tell the difference, you're not going to notice it, for the most part at least. You know, a little bit of increase in frame rate, slightly better graphics, but $449 versus $700? But he said, he doesn't know if this would be worth the price for the Mini. The PS5 Pro is not the PlayStation 6, which most likely won't be released for another 3 or 4 years, and it isn't for everyone. It's a big, graphically boosted piece of hardware that can keep up with ever-changing PCs and in some ways maybe exceed them. I doubt that, my friend. Not at the regular buy-in market. The ROM is up to the Orphan of KOS, which is so close they'll have to by the end of the month, they claim. That's pretty sick, Garbage. I would actually like to try it. I didn't get a chance to play Bloodborne before I moved down to PC and everything. But yeah, speaking of that, alongside this price hike and price increase for this console, We have them quietly increasing the prices of controllers. This happened yesterday. So Sony quietly rolled out a price hike for its PS5 DualSense controllers, with basic colors jumping up $5 and the slightly fancy colors increasing by an extra 10%. It's a fairly modest increase. In the statements to the press, the company revealed that the jump was because of the rising cost of production. Keep in mind, when did the PS5 release? Everybody's talking about the PS5. Let me type in the base PS5 release date. Because I believe this console's, what, 4 years old by now? 2021. 3 years old. 3 years old. And you're telling us controller prices are going up? Now, the thing about this is, I don't know. 2020? So it came out in 2020? Okay. So if it came out in 2020, it's 4 years old. And there's been, since then, there's still people talking about their PS5 controllers are experiencing stick drift. How people were saying the PS5 pads is one of the worst pads they've ever had compared to the PS4 and PS3 pad. And people I know who played fighting games on there, which it's, you know, fighting games are already intensive enough. If you don't have a really good controller, it's not going to last long anyway. They've gone through so many different pads and PS5 controllers. So it's like, this thing is $70 minimum, this controller. So it's like, why is the cost going up for this controller that's 4 years old instead of down, especially when you guys are releasing a new console? But they say this latest price increase, one of the many for the PS5 and its accessories, highlights the PS5's biggest problem: the lack of DualShock 4 support. To be clear, the PS5 does technically support DualShock 4 controllers, which were the controllers used for the PS4. I mean, why wouldn't it? The standard Bluetooth controller made by Sony shares 90% of its features with the DualSense, and you can use it on the PS5, but only in PS4 games. That's kind of whack. Not PS5 games though, never PS5s, and frankly, that's a load of BS. I'm glad they said that. Sony says the reason for forcing the use of DualSense in PS5 games is somewhat technical in nature. According to the company's PS5 FAQ, PS5 games use the immersive new features on the DualSense, so it simply wouldn't make sense to allow DualShock 4 controllers, which is lacking in these features. I would ask everybody in the chat how many of y'all use the immersive features with the PS5, but I don't know how many of y'all actually had PS5, so I don't think it'd be a fair answer either way. And I wouldn't doubt it, a syntax like this being $100 for a controller. I wouldn't doubt that somebody would try it. Some of them already are. Like elite controllers and stuff like that, those are hundreds of dollars on the Xbox. I don't know how much the most expensive controller on PlayStation is, but some elite controllers on the Xbox side are costing people $100 and some change, because you could swap out the parts and do some other things and add on bumpers and stuff. Not big on adaptive feedback for the PS5 controller. Gotcha. But they say PS5 games will require the use of DualSense wireless controller, as they have been designed to take advantage of its immersive new features. But let's take stock. Both the DualShock 4 and DualSense feature 2 analog sticks, 4 face buttons, a D-pad, 2 bumpers, and 2 triggers. They both have a capture and options button, a touchpad, a home button, a speaker, and a 3.5mm headset port. In terms of input, the only difference between the two is that DualSense has a built-in microphone. This is easily sidestepped on the DualShock 4 by just plugging in the headset, and only a few games like Astrobot even use the microphone in gameplay. Even then, simply muting the microphone skips those sections. $115 for the Pro Controller on PS5? Yeah, so we already here, unfortunately. Syntax. What about the feedback I hear you ask? The DualSense has linear rumble motors and adaptive triggers, and sure, that's true, but neither of those features are necessary for any PS5 game. Oh, okay, so this is just literally something they have to charge people extra money, and to make sure they can't save money by using PS4 games, PS4 controllers with PS5 games. That's all this is. It's corporate greed. There's not a single PS5 game that absolutely requires them, and do you know why that is? Because you can turn both those features off at the system level. So while Sony says that PS5 games are designed to take advantage of immersive new features, there's a big difference between taking advantage of a feature and requiring it, and the PS5 definitely does not require it. Sony's excuse just doesn't stack up. What's up, Dre? Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been keeping up with this wrestling news as you have with this this PS5 news. We're talking about how Sony's been trying to rip people off, essentially, and their excuses they're making, they keep getting caught in. But apparently there's an accessibility issue at play here too. For some players, not only is the DualShock 4 more comfortable than the DualSense, it might even be the only way they can play. No problem, Syntax. Which is crazy because that's to say nothing of the custom solutions and third-party controllers that enabled more accessibility options on the PS4, all of which are now entirely unusable in PS5 games. And Sony says it's serious about accessibility, and it's more than just one specific controller. It's about offering as many options as possible, and locking off an entire ecosystem of controllers is about as far from that as you can get. You wanna know the worst part though? You can already play PS5 games with a DualShock 4 controller officially too. The DualShock 4 is one of the very few controllers that's officially compatible with PlayStation Remote Play, and it doesn't discriminate. You can use a DualShock 4 to play PS5 games or DualSense to play PS4 games, and it all works with absolutely no issues. Today out here just lying. That's crazy. You just plug it into your PC or pair it via Bluetooth to your phone, and you're good to go. That comes with its own problems, of course, like the latency introduced, the lower resolution, and edgy performance depending on your network environment. And those compromises aren't a fair solution. Man, I love Killzone 3. I loved Killzone. I was excited when they announced Shadowfall, but then Shadowfall came out and I wasn't as excited. I believe that was the last Killzone game they released. But they say there's another way to use PS4 controllers on PS5 too, and it doesn't require you to use remote play. It's only in a few games. Most fighting games on PS5 have wired PS4 controllers whitelisted. Of course, you know, the fighting games community is grassroots. So of course they're gonna have that. Some of the best adaptive solutions. I've seen people play fighting games with a Guitar Hero controller, a DDR pad, a Kinect, and he was playing a grappler. Yeah, no, man. If anything was gonna adapt to that, it was gonna be fighting games. But they can be used on the PS5 just fine, albeit only while connected via cable. This presumably so fighting game players don't have to shell out for another expensive fight stick. And we all know those things can cost a pretty penny. But when they've already got a perfectly good one. But you know what else is perfectly good? The half-dozen DualShock 4 controllers sitting on my shelf gathering dust, because they're needlessly blocked on the system Sony wants me to use. It's clear this isn't a technical problem, it's an ideological problem. So why did Sony do this? There's only really... Yeah, see, only really one possible reason. Money. If you own a PS5, you want to play a local multiplayer game, you have to buy a new controller. You have to buy a DualSense. If you and a friend want to go head-to-head in Tekken 8, you have to buy another DualSense. The whole family wants to play Sackboy and New Adventure together, you have to buy 3 more DualSense controllers. Even if you have a dozen perfectly good DualShock 4s lying around. And thanks to this new price increase, doing so just got more expensive. Yeah, glutton over fans want for relaxation and entertainment. Their chart, like most people think, oh, only the whales are gonna be buying this. But nah. It's the super fans and the people who have no other choice. The people who are forced to do this because they have no other solution and they just want to enjoy the game. Which is why at this point, the most consumer-friendly platform is turning into a PC. If you bought Star Wars Outlaws on a PS5 physically and put in the disc, guess what? You still gotta download that hoe. You still gotta download the game. You buying certain games on a PS5, you still gotta download them. The consoles are no longer plug and play, and they haven't been since the PS4 and Xbox One gen. Which is unfortunate, because that was their biggest selling point. Oh, you know, I could just plug in and play my console. Consoles aren't as expensive. I don't have to go out and get this software. I don't have to constantly download updates. Yeah. If you buy physical disc Syntax, you still have to update them. Yeah. At this point, the disc is just a piece of hardware to put in, and then you still download it from the cloud, from the update, from the internet. Still gotta download an update to the disc, to the game. That's been a thing since like the PS4 and Xbox One generation. But that's also only if you've been actually buying physical discs. Like that's when they introduced that. Like here and there, like even technically since the PS3 and 360 era, for certain games after a while when they released updates after you booted up the game. But that thing was standard in the PS4 and Xbox One generation. That's when it became basic practice. That introduced a lot of different things like the battle passes and a lot more microtransactions and stuff, season passes. Things like that, like really hit their stride in the PS4 and Xbox One era. That's when gaming got its mainstream start. That's when everything started coming into the public eye. Like, of course, you know, it's been like more so niche in the PS3, Xbox 360 era, PS2 going back and forth with that. But around like towards the end of the PS3 to 360 lifestyle, going into the PS4 and Xbox One life cycle, hit the big time. That's when all the executives, corporations, and everybody saw just how much money was actually in there. That's when Fortnite came in. That's when you had all these big companies and big generations making millions and billions of dollars, and companies were like, we could do that. Not saying that there was anything like super duper wrong with gaming hitting the mainstream, but that's when a lot of the business practices and stuff came in with it. Like, of course, that's when you got more of a casual audience, more so your everyday working man being able to pick up a console, come home, play a few games of Call of Duty, go to bed, go to work the next day. Stuff like that. Like, it's a great thing for gamers in general, but also like bad as far as business went. But let's go on to the next article. Let's get something positive for a couple seconds here, man. Gotta get something going, right? Actually, before this, there's one more Sony thing I gotta bring up for you guys. I can't forget about this one. If you get laid off, if you get let go, don't worry. Just go to the beach. Just go to the beach. Take like a year off, a summer off. Just hang out, right? That is what the Sony executive said. This previous Sony press, that's what he said. Thousands of laid off developers can just go to the beach for a year, and you can't blame greedy executives. You can't blame us. You can't blame us. We didn't do this. Things jump out in front of you and you deal with them just like any game, so get over it. I know you can't feed your family. I know your children are starving, but like, I want to buy another yacht. What is it? The Destiny CEO, not the Destiny CEO, the Bungie CEO right now had hundreds of workers laid off. And then he's just sitting there like, yeah, but look at my cars. Look at how nice these cars are. What's up, Wolf? But if you guys don't know, if I can find the thing again, 16,000 developers, I believe, this year so far have lost their jobs. 16,000 developers. But these CEOs can get a new car. These CEOs, while you're getting laid off, are wiping their eyes at how hard these choices are that they're making with $100 bills. Literally just burning money. Just burning it. But yeah, so let's go on to see what else this man said. Chris Deering was SCE president from 1995 to 2005. So it's been an awful couple of years of working in the games industry, surprising no one. More and more developers are living at the point of a knife as studios big and small make cut after cut with the usual blather about streamlining and resets delivering value for shareholders. So I'm sorry, not this year so far. At the beginning of this year, 16,000 developers lost their jobs. Have y'all ever seen 16,000 people in a room together? Have you ever been in a room with 16,000 people?
Oh, dang it.
Oh my god. Like, to put in perspective, that's all, like, that's more than some people be at these cons. Like, if you go to a con like Evo, if you went to a concert, if you go to a con like anything like that, and you're just in a room full of people, keep in mind, like, go to a con and picture if the whole thing was deserted. That's how many people lost their jobs at the beginning of this year. Picture going to a sold out concert, no one showed up. Now you have a room full of developers that have lost their jobs. Oh yeah, for sure. Because what happens is, especially with burnout and crunch, a lot of these developers, especially if they quit halfway through a game's life cycle, sometimes they'll have to switch publishers and go to another group of developers, which is what happened with like games like Dead Island 2 and a few other things as well. That's why it was in development hell for so long, because no one picked up the project. Sometimes people will lay off hundreds of people in the company, which is why we had the whole thing going on with Bungie. Like, more than half of the people working on Marathon, gone. Everybody that's working on Concord, gone. Half the studio that worked on Hi-Fi Rush and made that, gone. They got half of that studio back. They couldn't catch everybody. So we don't know what the next one's gonna look like. But that's what happens. Glad that Redeem was short. Yeah. But the number has only climbed as companies like Bungie, Rocksteady, and countless others have laid off hundreds of staff. And this is sad, right? Like, you know, I'm kind of talking about it in a joking manner and things like that, but I don't want to diminish how truly awful this is. Like, this is horrible. You never want to hear about people losing their jobs. You never want to hear about people being unable to make ends meet because their game didn't sell well, especially if it was a game they didn't want to make and a game they knew would bomb. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Seeing a spike in amazing indie titles for sure. Like, I think there is no better time to be an indie developer and to make your own thing from the ground up. That's why, like, you have a lot of things like Choo Choo Charles, like Dave the Diver, even though that's technically not an indie game because there's still like a big publisher behind it. Power World, Helldivers 2, like games like those that are just came out and like made a big splash, like Baldur's Gate 3, not even an indie game, but you see my point. Like games that are either indie or are made by studios and companies that actually care about the games that they like, games that they make, that actually treat their employees like human beings. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen No Man's Sky recently, but that game has exceeded the game it was originally supposed to be. They just released another update pretty soon. This could be the turn of the industry, people turning against AAA and indie having a renaissance. It's nuts. Yeah. Plus fighting games are getting up there too. Like a lot of things on a smaller end are getting bigger and bigger because nobody wants to support these AAA developers anymore. But they say still not to worry because all those now jobless developers could just find a cheap place to live and go to the beach for a year. According to former Sony Computer Entertainment Europe president Chris Deering, who just guested on an episode of My Perfect Console podcast. He was asked about his take on the seemingly dire state of the games industry. He answered that it's painful, but I don't think it's greed.
He just said, I don't think it's greed.
I think it's just an overexuberance that was kindled and fueled by the knock-on effect of the pandemic and supply chain restrictions that followed. How do you even say something like this? 79-year-old Deering was president. Yeah, we saw this. And he looked at the current state of the industry through the lens of experience it had given him. I think that's probably very painful for the managers, but he doesn't think laid off developers are condemned to a lifetime of poverty or limitation. This is what happens when you're just so out of touch that you don't even know what it's like to be a regular day working class human being anymore. Still where the action is, and it's like the pandemic, but now you're gonna have to figure out how to get through it, drive Uber or whatever, go out, find a cheap place to live, go to the beach for a year. Keep up with your news and keep up with it because once you get off the train, it's much harder. By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Uber has recently been getting blasted, them and Lyft, about currently underpaying and artificially raising and lowering how much they're paying their drivers. In the same states, mind you, they had, I think, 4 drivers sitting side by side, turn on the app and see how much it was offering them for rides and how much it was charging them for rides. Everybody had different prices. Everybody had different payments. Same state, same location, same room, same profile, same ratings. So him saying this, not only is he out of touch with the average working class human being, but he's out of touch with Uber and Lyft, any alternatives he's actually offering. Like, they're striking right now, bro. Why are you saying this?
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
Someone with so much power and money, you end up out of touch with the everyday working class. It's crazy, right? Have a term for it. I can't remember what they charge. I think it's like artificially like surging or price gouging. Something like that, which is another thing corporations are doing and people are using to artificially raise the rent. Like, it's not inflation, it's corporate greed. But they say this is perhaps the most buck wild, its own death thing I've ever heard past a C-suite executive's lips. And it was only a few months ago I was writing up EA CEO imagineering a world where billions of people were using AI to make EA's games for them. This is wild too. See, this is why we gotta learn more of these people in power's names so we know who to blast and we know who to complain to. Because then they can't have the same view. And even if they do, everybody will see how ignorant they truly are in the public eye, which is what we need. But to be excruciatingly fair to Deering, he doesn't deserve that. His assessment of the causes of the industry downturn isn't wrong. It's entirely accurate that all sorts of entertainment firms, games companies especially, got absolutely zooted off skyrocketing demand during the COVID lockdowns and went on hiring sprees as a result. That part is true. That is the only thing we can give him. What we've been living through for sure, though, is the ugly hangover that came after it all came crashing back down to earth once we were allowed to leave our homes. But the people paying the price of that hangover aren't, in general, the people who made the decision to hire up half the earth based on disastrously short-term thinking. The Chris Deerings of the world are not clearing their desks and losing their salaries. It's animators, artists, programmers, and other workers who do the hard and often invisible graft of actually assembling the game. But yeah, that's essentially where I think I want to stop that because this goes on to yap a little bit. I just don't think y'all want to hear about this, but I'll read this last thing to give you guys an idea how he really is too. What's really exciting about the industry, says Deering, is that you never get a chance to be depressed. What you have to do is things jump out in front of you and deal with them just like any game, so get over it. Crazy, man. Crazy. Crazy. Just insane. Yeah, there's some other stuff in there too, but I think you guys pretty much get the point. And other more positive news though, Satisfactory, if you guys haven't seen, is like the cozy factory simulator where you're making your own factory, automating it, and just seeing how big and how much better you can make it. It currently had its 1.0 release and has broken 100,000 players on Steam for the first time ever. And it's already been out for more than 5 years in early access, but since they just fully launched, they've seen our success. Like, I think this and 7 Days to Die, since they came out and released, are doing really well. So we love to see that. But even so, like the Steam charts, and you would think after more than 5 years in early access, everybody who wanted to play Satisfactory would have gotten around to it at one point or another. And a 1.0 release would be, you know, nice, but not essential, or at least I would think that. Then I would have to admit that I was completely wrong about the whole thing. Because they go on to say the 1.0 release of Satisfactory has seen the game's concurrent player count on the Steam rocket past 100,000 for the first time. It's even come close to that mark. Previous peak of, oh my god, words are hard. I'm reading a little too fast. The previous peak of Satisfactory, according to Steam charts, was 34,238. Still a respectable figure for such a niche game. Essentially like that, but you don't have other people coming through. You're just automating a factory and making sure it runs properly. Like, there's other stuff with that too, and it's a beautiful game. Like, I've seen 2 people play it together, and it's like really nice. Maybe Syntax. I think it wouldn't hurt to check out a few of these things, possibly. But I know Roller Coaster Tycoon exactly which game you're talking about. But possibly might need to tune back in just a little bit. You're like right there, but like right in the edge. All you gotta do is open the door and come in. Like, you're knocking on it right now, but you're halfway there. But yeah, there's a lot you can just do in the game. And it's already done and very well for itself for a long time. It launched in early access in 2019 on the Epic Game Store. Okay, so this is the thing too. Sold more than 500,000 copies in less than 3 months, making it one of the few Epic exclusives to actually make money. Made the move to Steam just over a year later, where it continued to evolve and expand when a 1.0 release date was announced in July. Our resident statistician was Finland called it the best building / automation game on PC. And that was before the release of the final It's Finished 1.0 update. Definitely not just a bit of tweaks and tuning on the way out the door either. There's a full list of what's new in the game, and it's awfully long, encompassing everything from performance improvements and optimizations to quality of life features, player customization, new fuel types, and whatever summer sloops and mercer spears are. Short version is there's way more to do in Satisfactory than there ever was in the beginning, and right now there's way more people doing it too. That's cool. Let me see what theme is playing right now. I actually don't think so. Let me see. We're at 48 minutes in. Aqua. Let me see. Hold on. Actually, no. I'm gonna Google this theme for you real quick. See if it is. Oh no, it's for a completely different game. This for like a cutesy anime style game. I have no idea what the name is, but the artwork for it is definitely not a Sonic game. Time to discuss a little bit of news concerning the Imperium of Men. How many people have chosen to give their life to the Emperor? Let me stop before I end up going on a tangent about Warhammer lore and Space Marine 2 and lore dumping everybody. So my Twitter is the same. My Twitter is the same name. I think it's just an underscore in between now. In between my actual regular name. But 225,000 concurrent users on Steam within full hours of the oh, my bad. I'll actually fix that Twitter link. But 225,000 concurrent players on Steam within hours of the full release on Space Marine 2 on a Monday afternoon. So if you guys have been out of the loop, Warhammer 40k, which is a tabletop game, has a fantasy spinoff and a bunch of other games in it, a bunch of IPs, a bunch of developers and publishers that made different games surrounding the IP itself. It's now fully released, and as the immortal Emperor Mankind himself might say, it's a banger. Space Marine 2 has been playable since September 5th via the early unlock for players who pre-ordered the Gold or Ultra editions of the game. Now it's fully live and can get a proper idea how it's going. Short version is pretty dang good. Within a few hours of launch, it sailed well past 200,000 concurrent players on Steam, and a very positive rating across more than 27,000 user reviews. Playing right now, Shaggy? Nice. That holy shit, it's amazing. Nice. I love that for you. I can't wait to get in there. When I start streaming it, I'm gonna start telling people more about the Tyranids, the Imperium of Man, how the war in heaven started, how 40k ended up becoming 40k, how the Emperor of Man is one of the worst human beings, let alone the worst fathers I've ever seen, and just how everybody in the universe is generally bad, with a few exceptions here and there. Like whenever anybody asks me about the lore for Warhammer, I take a deep breath and I say it all started with the war in heaven, and it goes from there. But apparently the claim is universal. Now, there were some bugs and glitches I was hearing about with this game. People who weren't able to run it properly, the controllers not working essentially, the game freezing, and that's people I knew had a 4060 and 4090s, and the game was choppy for them. But yeah, the short campaign, not great AI companions, lack of ultra-wide support, the use of Epic Online services, but that was just required for crossplay between Steam and Epic, and troubles with online servers. But as somebody pointed out, yeah, racking up this many players on a Monday is no mean feat. What was I gonna say? Some of these issues I have heard have been fixed, and they've announced and addressed publicly, the developer themselves. So I don't know what's all still wrong with the game, but it was getting partially review bombed for a second. Yeah, it was saddled with a mixed user rating when the advanced access period first went live September 5th. Yeah, see, I figured they were talking about it already, because I had heard they were speaking up about it. Early negative reviews were prompted primarily by the Epic Online services installation, which sparked something of a small review bombing campaign. Not enough to have any lasting impact, but sufficient enough to prompt a statement from publisher Focus Entertainment that the EOS client was implemented to support optional crossplay between Steam and Epic players, and a synchronized friend list between the two stores. That makes sense. Linking accounts is entirely optional. Holds an 83% aggregate review score on Metacritic. We weren't quite so enthusiastic about that in our own review, but finding the impressive spectacle wears thin a bit quickly. Although developers say Interactive's deep love for the Warhammer 40k setting is clearly genuine. Nice. Oh man, seeing people's like different reactions to like servitors, or how people are actually treating Imperial Man, and like the Adeptus Mechanicus, and learning more about that, like that's really cool. But they have a strong start. They have a roadmap on the way. So they have 4 seasons of paid cosmetics and free gameplay updates planned, new maps, weapons, enemies, and a horde mode, which I think is gas. That last one is a little baffling by its very nature. A small band of bipedal tanks squaring off against literal hordes of Xenos. You would think a horde mode would be in there right from the outset. Said it's planning to go live in the 4th season, which puts it somewhere mid-2025. Play to bring players back if they grow on board and moved on to other things, perhaps. Maybe. And full credit to Saber and Focus if it works. Still seems weird to me. But yeah, this is like them going on with the whole roadmap and stuff like that. Yeah. September, as Shaggy said, ultra-wide support, private PvE lobbies, battle barge, sparring arena. That's cool. Dark Angel. Oh, so they are bringing in a cosmetic pack for the Dark Angels. What we got here so far? Wonder if we'll see like missions where we got to deal with like different chaos factions like Khorne or Tzeentch or Slanesh. That's another thing too. This might sound gibberish to people who aren't in the know. Also, before I forget, I meant to bring this up earlier when we talked about the PS5, but the trade-in values for the PS5 changed with the announcements, right? So for those who don't know, at GameStop, this was the trade-in value for a PS5 beforehand. So if you had a pro membership at GameStop, if you traded in your PS5, you get up to $385 in store credit and up to $269 in cash. And for the regular value, is up to $350 in store credit and $245 in cash. Versus now, you get $231 in store credit if you have a pro membership at GameStop, and $161 in cash, and $210 in store credit if you have a regular membership, and $147 in cash. But yeah, that's insane. Yeah, yeah, that's just bad business on GameStop's end. I can't even fully blame Sony for that, but you would think if already people aren't shopping at GameStop, you would offer them something worth coming to your store at. Give them a lot more store credit because they can make in-store purchases, bring them to the store, and maybe buy like some accessories and things. GameStop, if they pivoted to being a retro store, would be making bank. But they're not conscious enough to do that. But yeah, just a few days in, ever since Baldur's Gate 3 had the newest update, which added modding support, extra patches, and some extra changes, people have already installed millions of mods on Baldur's Gate 3. One of the biggest games that come out in the last couple years. Last decade, I'll say. Because for those who don't know, like this takes place in the Sword Coast, which is also where most of the stuff happens in Dungeons and Dragons. If you haven't played Dungeons and Dragons, you have no idea about Dungeons and Dragons, Baldur's Gate is a place in Dungeons and Dragons. And most of this game happens on the Sword Coast within there. Like Baldur's Gate is in the Sword Coast, if I remember correctly. So you have two games, Space Marine 2 and Baldur's Gate, both are taking place within IPs of tabletop games that are some of the biggest selling games in the last couple years, which is dope. It shows developers there's still huge audiences and people willing to spend money on good games in these IPs. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3's patch 7 released this week, bringing with a host of changes, including new evil endings. Well, I think this is a little older. Yeah, September 7th is like a week ago. But it brought with it a whole host of changes, including new evil endings, a new honor mode actions to fear, and the much anticipated in-game mod browser for official modding support. So you no longer have to go to third-party sites to download the mods. You can all do it through the browser itself. Similar to how you would if Bethesda's creation engine and stuff, not creation engine, their in-game browser, if that was a lot better. Same way that works here. But it'll let you install and manage them both for yourself and across the multiplayer group. And as reported by Eurogamer, Larry and Boss Swinvink, if I said his name right, posted this morning that mod installs for Baldur's Gate 3 were already at more than 1 million mods and counting. Just a few hours later, mod.io and ModDB founder Scott Reismanis chimed in and saying they just ticked over 3 million installs and accelerating. Modding is pretty big. Understatement of the year. In a masterful deployment, what I believe is a classic and timeless rhetorical technique called understatement. The big patch has caused more than a little stir in the past few days, not least among Team PC Gamer for how shocking and some of the deeply evil endings are. Stuff like killing your love first, giant evil statues, armies of cultists, and bespoke twists for each of the different origin characters. And despite us and Larian calling it the final update, Baldur's Gate 3 patch 7 is not going to be the final patch. We still got a few more patches up our sleeves for Baldur's Gate 3, which will include both crossplay and photo mode. Dope. Alongside other fixes and updates Larian wrote, but eventually all stories must come to an end. Unless you're the ones installing like 6 terabytes of mods, apparently, in which case I'm not sure anything is going to end at all, ever. But that's that article. And if you guys aren't aware, the reviews came in for the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting game collection. So games like Street Fighter, Fighting X-Men, The Punisher beat 'em up, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, and a few other games in this collection. 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, 9s out of 10s, like 8 out of 10s, until just recently. The last time you were able to buy this game natively on any form of like software, even as a digital download, was on the 360 in the Xbox arcade days. That is how long it's been. The last time you could get a physical release for this game was when it came out on the Dreamcast. To give you guys an idea how beloved this franchise and these games are. When Maximilian Dude and a bunch of other celebrities came out and talked about how much they loved Marvel, how much they wanted Marvel to come back, how much they were begging for Marvel to, over 3 and Infinite and everything else, this game put a lot of people onto the franchise. Like when this game first came out, though, Marvel 2 first came out, people did not like Marvel 2. Because even back then, developers were making games easier from the first game to the next game for people to hop into. Marvel 1 originally was a 6-button fighting game, and this Marvel 2 got put down to a 4-button fighting game. People didn't like the music. People didn't like the new gameplay changes. People were like, Marvel 2 is a baby game. Marvel 1 was a better game. The same thing. If you want a modern day example, Tekken 7, Tekken 8, Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6. Modern controls just in general and everything like that. That is what people are talking about. That is what people have been mainly discussing, right? And this comes out tomorrow. Technically later tonight if you feel like waiting and staying up. But this comes out about, I want to say 9 hours from now. So if you're someone who's curious about grabbing this collection, you want to experience Marvel again, just reminding everybody, be on the lookout because it comes out very soon. And physical copies of this game, if you want a physical copy, that drops in November. So if you want to get this for game preservation and just want to support like maybe your favorite franchise or favorite developers, that is the time to pick this game up physically. Get a physical copy if you can. I know I'm probably going to. What else did I want to say? I think that's most of our news for today. The last thing I say is we probably just got to do some Deadlock news. You guys haven't heard about Deadlock? It's a cross between a hero shooter and a MOBA Valve is making that's actually really fun. And is an actual alpha. It's not an early access alpha. It's not an early access like anything like that. It is an alpha. Base alpha. This game is nowhere near done, completed, or even in really like a beta state. This game is an alpha and it already has broken 100,000 players playing the game concurrently. And the only way to get in is to get invited by somebody else who has access. But what comes with that, we have cheaters in the game already. And the article goes on to say, what is the actual point? So Deadlock was only officially announced a few weeks ago, and the only reason Valve came out and like actually acknowledged the game's existence is because people kept leaking stuff about the game itself. But people are starting to see cheaters pop up in lobbies, literally partially thanks to replay system. By the way,
Valorant still doesn't have a replay system, and they've been asking for that for the last couple years since the game has came out. And this game is an alpha and has a fully functioning replay system. Coincidence?
Let me stop. But the players are clearly using aimbots. It's painfully obvious, but others can't quite understand that's why anyone want to cheat in an invite-only alpha test. Video appeared over the last few days showing the first cheaters that I and many other players have seen in Deadlock. There are 2 cheaters seen here who may be playing together. I actually want to see this. I'll open this in a tab for you guys. Maybe playing together as they in the same lane, and the odds of finding 2 cheaters in Deadlock playing side by side is too much of a coincidence. One is playing as Infernus, and the other one is Vindicta. And from the get-go, it's clear that they're aimbotting. Infernus initially makes some pretty impressive shots against the Candle Minions creeps. When they finally pick a fight with the rival heroes, specifically 7, you see the crosshair snapping onto both of them. And when the camera turns to Vindicta, you can clearly see the player not only snap on an enemy team, but somehow curve their bullets so you can hit enemies hiding behind walls. So let's look at this, right? 10 tonight for the Marvel collection. Okay. Hold on, let me pause this real quick so you guys can see this. Pause this music.
Like full hand. When you see my
So this is why I like the replay system. Oh yeah, and it's a really good state for the alpha garbage.
energy ball, just watch. Because I preemptively like sent one their way, trying to catch them with it.
Yeah.
So there's my energy ball, and
Oh my god.
Yo, what?
He started shooting through the wall the first thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, nah. He's not even trying to hide it.
Oh my gosh.
And yet somehow we were still winning this.
You
And they were hacking and still losing, or cheating and still losing.
It's
How's she doing? Go to her.
Yeah, right now. Look at the curve.
Oh no.
Curving.
She's just pulling a wanted.
It's a fucking boomerang. What?
She's actually carrying the bullets. How is she still hitting him? We're looking at cheaters and Deadlock hybrid. This is the last thing, the announcement I wanted to look at with you guys before we started playing Wukong. I hope you're talking about the cheeks on my face.
Let's try to wallbang.
Like, right?
Right?
And this is where I think you started shouting at me. She's so low, I want to kill her.
I know, I missed everything.
She's so bad.
Here I come.
That's where I was
I'm right behind her.
She's
I was
so bad.
genuinely so mad. I was so
heated.
I think I went against him too.
So this is also what I say, like things like this and MOBAs and fighting games where you have so much player expression and so much skill expression, the teabags, that you're coming into a genre cheating where the genre itself requires people to adapt, learn, improvise
Very blatant ones too.
to their opponent.
Do not care at all.
Like there's people in Street Fighter and Tekken that were cheating, and the people they were fighting adapted to their cheats and started beating them. Like one dude realized every time he went to throw his opponent, he would jump because of the bot that scripted a jump. So he would fake a grab, force him to jump, and anti-air him to the point where dude had to turn his cheats off to try and have a better fighting chance, and still lost. Oh man, but yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. We're gonna be playing some Black Myth Wukong. I'm trying to do this, I think, every day anything significant comes out. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. I do like covering gaming news. I do like talking about different things that are interesting in the gaming space, you know. We're gonna be spending this much money on our hobby. We'd at least like to stay knowledgeable about it. Why the myth gotta be black though? Oh, the same reason angel cake is white and devil cake is black. Let me stop. Okay, let me boot up the game. You guys are just gonna have to look at these changing wallpapers to the game boots. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But yeah, I might start cutting them down in the YouTube videos and stuff like that if I can. Garb, Garby, you're hilarious.
This bitch.
Angel food cake, dye red, and call it a fallen angel cake. You might be onto something, Hybrid. Okay. I'm just saying, look, man. At this point, somebody needs to pay you for that type of marketing. It'll be a hit with everybody who has toxic Christians in their life. And who just wants to do something despite them. Goth mommies will love it, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, actually, yeah. Yeah, you telling me all we gotta do is like make some cake, name it something cool, and then the goth mommies start descending upon you? Yeah. I need you to make that ASAP. Like yesterday. Bonus points if they come with like the thigh high glasses combo. All right, let me stop. All right, where were we? Oh, we're in oof, we're in Florida right now. Let me stop. I knew you were a monster. Oh, I didn't know you were a monster with a health bar. Kung Lao, is that you? Where his hat at? Ah! Rattle 'em, boys. Oh man, we were not playing with that, man. Buy high glasses, let it choker, and wait, let me chill out real quick. Yeah. Yeah. People finna, what are these guys talking about? But thought I could say a sermon about Warhammer, Lord. Don't get me started on goth women. Or black women who dress alternatively. Lose my mind. Yo, what's up, Indica? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. We were just talking about gaming news earlier, recapping some things that have been going on in the space. Like how the PS5 Pro, that pricing, and how Sony is at this point trying to nickel and dime their customers. Oh, right now, Indica, so just to give you some context, Hybrid was talking about, we were talking about why angel cake is white and devil cake is black. Not really diving into the seriousness of the matter, just joking and, you know, shooting the shit. And Hybrid said he was gonna make some cake, dye it a different color, and call it Fallen Angel Cake, and all the goth women would love it. And then we started talking about goth women. Then we started talking about goth women with the thigh-high glasses combo. Then we started talking about black women who dress alternatively like goth women, or black women that are goth. And it was just like, that last part was me. That last part was me. Not gonna lie to you. That may or may not have been an ad-lib for me. Allegedly. Oh. I hope your day has been treating you well. I hope the week has been great so far. You know, we're reaching the midpoint of Wednesday, so I hope everybody mentally, emotionally, physically has been doing great. Because, you know, it's important to check in on your friends and just sometimes make sure you're doing all right and the people around you are doing okay. Trying to finish this game. Don't get me started, Indica. Do not get me started. They are and aren't, you know, because the internet, as wide as it can seem, is still kind of like a micro niche or a small place. So if you catch people like talking about goth women on the internet, there's still some people who think like you're super weird if you dress goth, who will not talk to you and who will not associate with you. There's still people who think you're a devil worshiper and a bunch of other misconceptions as well. Oh my God. It's super weird, man. Can I target this? If I can target it, that means I can slow it down. Oh, I can. Move! Oh! Whoa, that could have been me. Oh, thank you. Man, saved my life. Even if he didn't mean to. Is that supposed to be coming back yet? Wait. Excuse me. Excuse me. I want to go home. Yeah, you can play with that if you want to. Oh my God, it went straight through the road. Oh! Alright, yeah, no. Where the ball at? Where the... Yeah, right. Come right out here, sir. Come face me. Come face me. Yep. Right this way. Gotta get out of here. Modern problems require modern solutions. Invisible wall? No. Mez was just minding his own business. Like watching somebody get hit by a car. Oh, now you're stopping here? What's wrong with you? All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try this. We have to try this. No! Got to be more careful.
Young man, you got knocked the fuck out.
Oh my god. I was so close. He's just waiting for me menacingly. Not fighting you, sir. I got places to be. Invisible walls, no! Woo! Oh, that's a little frustrating. That's a little frustrating. Those moments where it looks like little pockets you could actually take cover and refuge in? Nah. I can make it. Getting mighty close there. Wait till this ball come back. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, because it's like there are certain moments where you're like, oh, okay, I can go in there, and you can't. Like, that is actually a gameplay problem. The tighter you clinch, the better you dodge, right? Oh, whoops. Ah. Really lean into it, right? You're trying to dodge to the right. You're like, ugh. Like, it looks like I should be able to go over there, right? I should be able to go directly across where I'm at. Like, this little spot over here that I'm looking at directly across from me, I already know I can't. There's gonna be an invisible wall there. Sir, please, you don't want these problems. Like, it looks like I should be able to go in that little pocket right there, right? This is where he stops right here? Yeah, okay. No! He's body blocking me! Oh. Jesus. You know what I'm gonna do? I get 1 free health bar, right? Why not transport back? Okay, cool.
Come here, kind monkey. I'm over here. I found the fan. Look.
I got so scared for a second.
Left her fan before she went away. She must have felt torn between her son and husband. But this iron ball, it just won't stop. Now that you are here, help me drive it away, and I'll let the fan do its work.
Can't use a fan and iron ball.
How can you be sure it's even real?
Rest assured, Mother taught me this spell. Only the real fan will answer it.
The bull sounds weak. Probably on his last legs. Guess I have to trust you once. I'll get down there and stop the ball and let you do your work.
Right? Spike ball rolls through, just enter. Oh, that cannot feel good. It's grinding across his face. He'll be alright. He'll be alright.
Don't worry, his thick skin will protect him. Come on, let's save Father first.
We like to call it dry shave. Oof. It's kind of crazy if they randomly killed off a character like there. Now, if this is Warhammer, he would have died. They would have described in agonizing and excruciatingly clear detail what he looked like when he died. He would have been transformed into a fine pink mist as he flew across the ground down there. Secrets though? I don't know. I kind of want to look for some, but I kind of don't right now. I'll end up doing that another time. I'm just trying to finish the game so I can get the Space Marine too. Most of the secrets and stuff I've been doing off stream. Some I've been doing on stream, but I don't want to have to go super out of my way. Like, this game is fun, but I'm trying to finish it. This and Ghost of Tsushima, which I've been playing off stream. Hey yo. Burn resistance. Ooh, this has 4. Using this. Take a sip and use this. Here's an interesting concept. Lil Majin normally plays King. His brother plays Lars a god. Apparently Lil Majin is Tekken Emperor currently with Lars. No idea if they learned off each other what inspired it. I know he plays quite a few characters. I don't know if he's just playing Lars for the matchup knowledge. Because sometimes he will do that too. Like he has Lee up there pretty high. He has Lars. He has King, of course. And a few others. I think at that point when you're in the game, you typically do have to learn almost everybody though. Just because, like, from a principle standpoint. That's really cool though. I think he has some videos of him playing Lars too, if you do want to see those, unless that's how you found out. But I also know Fighting Jim, who he plays pretty frequently, plays Lee, so. Oh, I did not teleport to the right spot. Wait, what? I did not teleport to the right spot. Yeah, I think Lil Majin actually like stated in one of his YouTube comments he's planning on coming back to like professional play. That right now he's just getting himself right again. I'm super excited about that. Oh god, now I have to find the shrine. Yeah, there should be a shrine like literally right over here. Nothing, I just passed it. I could use the item to take me back to the last shrine. There we go. I'm just gonna go upgrade some of these drinks. I don't know how it got me here. I need to go to the cellar here. But we also talk about Tekken. Little Majin, Big Majin. Can't wait for Terry to come out because that's when I'm getting back into Street Fighter. Like, I still watch competitive Street Fighter, but like, you know, the Street Fighter League, TNS, which does Tekken and Street Fighter, and then the can opener series, which Yipes runs by himself, and like one other person, and of course his mods, of course. Wait, before I do that, that's why I didn't want to come here yet. Shrine, 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 shrine. How much money do I have? Finally. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, there are certain moves just like no matter what level of play you have to deal with, and it's either
refinement is the way to make gold
because of the setups and everything they know that happens afterwards, or because of the potential mix-up that if they don't do this or if this comes right after, you get stuck. Like, there was that one thing where K-Wiz, I think he ate 4 or 5 lows in a row, and people were like, why didn't he just duck? Why didn't he just duck? And he's fighting Dragunov and Heat at the wall. If he ducks and he does the mid, he's dead. If he just takes the ducks, if he just takes the hits and moves on to do something else, he probably survives. And stuff like that, when people like take 5 throws in a row, and people are like, why didn't you just take the throw? Or why'd you let him throw you 5 times in a row? Like, you know. Like, we all know why.
uncover the secrets of sky and earth, and thou shalt have pills.
Yeah, that's the thing too, though. It's always a risk. You have to weigh the risk reward. Because if he would have tried the hop kick and have been wrong, he was dead. If he, because it was all different timing too. It's not like it was one right after the other. Because like in that instance, if you would have hop kicked where he was, you would have died. You would have died. But yeah, no, I get what you mean though. I get what you mean though. But that's why it's such a slippery slope, you know, when you talk about these things, like when people talk about these things. I've talked to him before. Does he have something new to say?
Repay you for saving my life. Oh, here, a token.
My bad, hybrid.
Your grim fate alone speaks for that old Long's bullying. Pray refrain from
That's funny.
blaming him. His ill temper persists, unaltered, since the first day of our long acquaintance. Regret not, for his power endures. His desire be but one more pill, gladly bestowed by me.
Increase stamina recovery rate.
From yin and yang, quest. Seek from without.
Stop backseating me, hybrid. I understand you're trying to help us stop it.
You shut up!
Yeah, you already knew. That timing. But I'm gonna do all that later. Where else was I going? Blackwood Mountain. What's funny too is one thing I noticed is that a lot more people, speaking of backseating, a lot more people try to backseat a lot of fighting game content creators and professional players, which is hilarious to see because they get proven wrong every time. Like Sajam was talking about it and a few other people were talking about it, where I think it was a video he made. He made a video about how to deal with a specific setup in a specific situation. And somebody who was watching him end up in that situation, we're trying to give him the same advice he made in that video. He's like, dude, I made that video like less than a half a week ago. You're trying to give me the same advice I literally made. And dude had to apologize profusely because he realized like, oh my God, you're so right. Or it's like the people who were watching people play Elden Ring and they were trying to give him certain advices of bosses because they saw somebody do it in a Let's Play and they hadn't even touched the game themselves.
2 drops, honey.
I don't think I can actually upgrade this current one right now. But that's all right. Yeah, I think that's that.
Remember,
Oh well.
friend, a sip makes one tipsy.
This game is mad fun though. I'm seeing more and more techs. Like some people were doing Honda tech, where if that man like spaced you out properly, clapped his hands, and then did a stomp cancel, he would end up smacking you if you press the button. I feel you, hybrid. I appreciate it, but I try to stick to my own decisions and stuff. That if I wouldn't have done it normally, I tend to not like do certain things.
Father, I brought
As stubborn as that may be.
the destined one. Brother is not around. You can hand it over to him now. Brother will surely give up on his plan once it's returned. And then we will be a family again.
This ain't gonna turn out well.
You mischievous monkey. You dare to push your luck, but always have a way out. Only you came back at the wrong time.
Why would he say
Are you
that?
not thinking straight, Father? I brought the destined one here to save you.
Oh yeah, that's the difference between a tight game and a loose game. Like people still finding out tech in Third Strike, and now Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and everything being out, people are still gonna be discovering different things in that game too.
You
Especially with the age of the internet and everything.
How can you say that to me? I went through flames to find the destined one for you. But you
The tighter a game is, the harder it is to do anything different from the actual structure of the game itself. Like DNF Duel was like that, and I think that's one of the reasons why the game wasn't as fun. Everybody already knew the best routes, and it wasn't like you could just. Oh my god. It wasn't like you could do different things that were still just as fun and had a lot of player expression. It was very tight. If you went outside of the combo structure, you couldn't do anything.
Old form fool. I'll see you short.
Is this the brother? Oh no, who is this? What up, Sonic?
You could have enjoyed a good show,
Red boy?
but you simply lack the taste. I should have just killed you all. My guise was perfect. No one could see a single flaw in it. How did you find out then?
Yeah, I know my kids.
Unlike you, she has never needed to fake her respect for me.
Wimpy Hellboy is crazy.
Interesting.
No, now he's gonna make his disguise better.
I will find out if it's true after I hunt her down. But first, I should burn you two together and mix your ashes to honor your friendship. Entertainment.
That's different. His hooves. Okay. Fireball jutsu. I think there's gonna be another attack after this, yeah? Rattling, boys. Smashing.
You don't know when to quit, do you? Let us ignite!
Yo, Morty, thank you so much for the raid, bro. I highly appreciate that. Let me give you a shout out. We were talking about gaming news and some other things. Oh my god, they're much faster than I am. If you guys don't know,
Oh, Jay.
well, I'm gonna wait till this plays.
Oh, Veronica.
Oh lord. Yeah, if you guys don't know Morty Bean, him and I actually go quite a few years now. Him and I actually know each other IRL. He's the one who got me into streaming. We both got our start during COVID, if I remember correctly, like way back in 2020. Well, the height of the pandemic. It's not like COVID has gone anywhere. But I wouldn't probably be in the streaming space where I am today if not for him. So if you guys want to check him out, he also does a lot of different games. He's a variety streamer. I think everybody who's heard his voice said he should go into voice acting, especially like whenever he does his villain voice. So if any of that interests you, I'd recommend checking him out. It's cool, it's dope, solid human being, and is actually very entertaining and talks to his chat. So definitely worth a look. Definitely worth a look. He's also been playing Space Marine 2. So that's been cool to see. But if you guys don't know Maximum Obesity, chances are if you know him, you know me already. Recently, we've been discussing mental health every Monday and gaming news every other day. Like if anything happens, we pretty much discuss it on the channel here. And I think I'm going to start uploading videos about those. Today's main topic of discussion was how the PS5 Pro is $700 base price without the vertical stand, without any extra controllers, and without a disk drive, and how you had to pay extra for pretty much everything else. I would buy a PS5 Pro if you came bundled with it.
Hey, yo, not in front of everybody, Emerson. What's my girlfriend gonna think?
Let me stop. But appreciate you guys coming in. We're playing more Black Myth Wukong. Space Marine is a game, nice. When I get that, I'm gonna start lore dumping people when I start playing it. A lot of people don't know about the lore, so I want to tell more people about it. I'm a big lore dude. Love lore in video games. If you can get me invested in the story about like why I'm doing something, chances are I'm gonna want to progress through your game a lot easier and a lot bit more. I'm about to get jumped. Oh my goodness. I'm guessing you're coming down too? Ah! Oh my god! My life just flashed before my eyes. Again. Oh no!
Wonder how they'll taste after a good fry.
We got pretty far in our first try. That was our first attempt. So now I'm a little bit more familiar with his attack patterns. All right, where my pills at? I need my one a day for men and my Flintstone gummies. Okay, so we want to... Whoops. So we don't need anything for poison. We need that for fire. Okay. We got these. We're gonna use that. Okay, there he is. I don't want to trigger his aggro yet. Where's that other one? Here it is. Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Got yourself quite something, huh? Have fun with this!
Okay. Okay. Ooh.
Somebody! Fire! Run him!
My goodness. He stopped my transformation. Can't touch him from back there.
That dumb staff of yours, does it burn like my spear?
Oh. Oh! That's pretty cool, pretty cheap.
Spin.
He just doesn't know there's a bunch of people getting ready to jump him. Figured it wouldn't be the end. You didn't see a defeated screen, so I don't know if like he has a second phase or what. Or the health bar or what.
You cursed monkey. Wherever you go, you leave behind a ruined family.
He tried to kill me.
My son is defeated, but not vanquished. I am afraid he'll rise again soon.
Ugh.
Since it came into my possession, I've kept it in my stomach, hidden from all. I am old now. Fears have grown in me. Fear of war. Fear of death.
It's unfortunate.
Fear of my wife. Fear of my son. That is why I dare not consume it, let alone give it back to him.
Oh, we're getting something. He just insult us just to give us something?
Destined, deprived, it's all the same. Don't ever believe their bullshit. You are your choices, causes and effects, not what you're called.
Thanks to this false death talisman. Poor keeper. Seems his legacy was his only offer after all.
Oh god. I feel like that first fight was a little too easy. Oh. That explains why he looked so weak and sickly in the beginning. Ugh. Now, this looks more like Hellboy, Wolf. Oh, that's sick. That's also sick.
No wonder not a single raindrop was fanned. It was your trick the whole time. My bad, old bull. I was a bit delayed. You little rascal. I'll teach you a lesson on your parents' behalf.
Oh. Back to our regularly scheduled jumping program. Okay, that interrupted. Oh, okay. Oh! Twice, okay. Only thing I'm worried about is that since that's technically a second phase and we fully heal, are they gonna make us go through the first one all over again? That wasn't lore accurate, Wukong. Okay. Oh, nice. He's already been healing more than Donald ever has in Kingdom Hearts, that's for sure. Oh, I missed. Okay, a little bit of kickboxing here and there.
In my mother's womb, blood and flesh don't come What's now, old coat?
Oh, okay, that's different. Ooh, that is different. Other one? Oh. Okay. Okay. All right.
The Buddha say my flesh is core. So when springs existence, I implore.
That's different. That's different. Oh, can I do that? Ooh, okay.
Everything that stands in my way.
Right. Two of those. What you got for me?
Restless, hopeless, fast.
Ooh-wee, he's still just a kid. He is still just a child. Oh, I tried to interrupt him. I guess that's a cutscene. Oh my god! Get your feet off me! What's up, Captain? Thank you for the lurk.
I never sought to fight you. Yet you are ignorant of their manipulation. Beyond flaming mountains lies Mount Lingsha. Your blood. My vengeance!
Oh. Ah, too early. Too early. Too early. Okay. We can definitely beat him. I dashed too early that last time. This is why I also increased my defense. 'Cause I have a decent amount of health. Why I increase my mana and stuff so I can use my spells more. I need some gas station rhino pills for this. All right.
Let's go with your hate and tasty snack. Are you crazy? Are you mine?
You know, so cool.
One more great day.
If blood and flesh don't compose my
I transformed way too early. I shouldn't have transformed yet. My bonuses will be gone. That's a misstep.
I'll conquer what divine sun will call. Some sun will call. Prepare to slay!
Woo! Almost didn't make it out of that one. Should make a name for myself right here. Nice.
Still holding on, despite it all.
Give it back.
Does your vengeance weigh more than your family? Spit it out now, his relic!
Oh, that's his actual mom.
My king, I'm sorry for my lateness.
Hey, yo.
To them, but none offered help.
My lady, forget it.
I implore you to show mercy and spare my son. He is the last of the Yaksha's bloodline in the West, with an origin most tragic and twisted. Now, he poses a threat no more. Should you grant him mercy, I, Rakshasi, and the Bull King shall retreat ourselves to secluded meditation. Along with our children, we will never leave the mountain again.
I mean, I'm sure we still need the relic though, right? That's something we're gonna have to fight and break up another family. That'd be awful.
Will bear his punishment. If it pleases you, my plantain fan is also yours to take.
I hope he doesn't stab his mom in the back.
Flames have paved my way. Through flames, I shan't stray. Vain was my flame, for revenge destined to stray.
Wish we had like a choice of like what to do.
Our submission
This is a Bioware RPG.
and begging.
We'd have an option to kill his dad and his mom and take everything and leave them.
never witness it.
I guess the problem took care of itself. I don't know what this thing is with like grand villains who get a chance to live just murdering themselves. It's kind of wild. So about that relic though. Everybody wants to be a Killmonger. It's crazy.
You've atoned through deep.
That's funny.
Black Bear, take this pair of eyes. You've served the righteous cause, Yellow Rat. These ears are yours. Your power has gathered in you, Yellow Brow. Keep this nose. You've endured hardships under eye. Go with the tongue. And the bull, it is the hardest to turn against a sworn brother. You can have his body.
I guess it's the dad's backstory, possibly. Oh, this is Wukong.
Wretched bull, your luck plagues your every step. Never have you made a good choice.
This must be when they first met. Oh. Nah, this is sick.
Save your strength, brother! We yet to slay our way to the court and seize that senile emperor! This one must be the chief of their troop. Brother, watch my back while I go play with him!
Your reluctance is plain. Just like my own. They forced me to drink from the river of childbearing, to bear that boy in my womb.
Oh no.
If not for that monkey, we could have lived our separate lives in peace. As if none of this had happened. You're cute. You knew who I was from the start. Why did you choose to be their lapdog? I never wanted to sever our ties. If kinship means anything to you, give me that relic and let me avenge my people. My king! Let the monkey have my fan! And there will be no trouble.
Oh, what does he do?
Your brother, I've disciplined. Your boy, I've given away. Your wife's fan. Today, I'll take it with me too.
find a master and serve the right. It's the only path left for the likes of us. Don't you understand, brother?
Wukong! I took out the bull's concubine with a whack of my rake too!
Oh no.
Turned out, oh, she was a fox squire!
About to hit that man with a Kiko ho. Yeah, I had a feeling that the pig was one of those like morally extremely gray and neutral dudes who was like doing evil stuff all in the name of the wrong thing. And just the more you know about him, the more evil he gets, and it turns out he's not really gray at all. Because a lot of people say like he killed a lot of people in the name of Wukong, so I don't know like what Wukong's morals and everything were, and how good or bad of a person he was. But this flashback does not make it look good at all. Like I want to read the original story. See like what the actual explanation is. If I can know for sure.
I saw it with enough merit and a position before the Buddha. They would leave me be, and all of you as well. Now I see. For someone like me, staying alive is enough to be a transgression. Brother, take care of your wife and children.
Yeah, I had a feeling he probably wasn't this outright evil.
Of my remains.
I see that he caught his spirit more than he actually caught his physical body. Yeah, like I don't think Wukong has ever been like a morally righteous character, like ever in the slightest. He's always been more so of a trickster, someone who messes with people, and someone who's always getting punished because he didn't want to do what the gods told him to. He didn't want to fall in line with the natural order of things, which is what caused a lot of the problems in the first place.
Are the mightiest of the 8 legions, after all. Be your body hard as metal. Meeting death in scores is inevitable.
This makes me want to read the original story.
Why did you endure?
Like this does what Warhammer Space Marine 2 would do for anybody who doesn't know about 40k lore.
Rush like wind.
Or Baldur's Gate did for people getting into D&D, or Arcane for League of Legends.
Had your mind been less unsettled, would you still have fallen for that child's play? Haste oft blinds while patience illumines. Next time, can you still fulfill as Wukong without Bajie?
Because like right now, even as we're going through, we're getting all these relics, we're trying to bring Wukong back. Like we're f***ing up, bro. Like we're ruining families, we're tearing people apart, we're getting people murdered, we're not solving anything. We're causing more problems as we're on this quest to restore Wukong. Like nothing is going as it should, I think. Like we do not seem like a hero at all. Like the destined one, the chosen one. Like we here we are the chosen up. Like that's who we are. The chosen middle child. The eldest who just did not retain any of the life lessons and stuff our parents tried to teach us. Provided you had healthy parents. Artwork is beautiful though. We didn't make the rules of this game. We just follow them. Right now, we're doing a whole bunch of hood rat with Bajie. Just out here in the streets messing up, bro. Just ruining everybody's days. Like, this is only the evil path. Spec Ops: The Line was kind of like this. If you guys don't know, that game got kind of marketed as like a generic hero shooter, like not hero shooter, but military shooter. But the story for that game was phenomenal. Like the gameplay was a vehicle to get you through the story, and the story was amazing. Like the marketing didn't do that game justice, but they had to market that way on purpose so they didn't spoil anything. If you never played Spec Ops: The Line and never heard of Spec Ops: The Line, that is a game you should look at where the expectations aren't reality. And the game ends up being a lot better than it looks. Only mainly in the same vein where you think you're playing as a hero, and then there's a bunch of unexpected twists and turns. Boss says stand on business. It just so happens business is on some dude's heads. Dre said you get two choices, evil and asshole evil. Wait, I lied. One choice, evil asshole. Oh no, it's like, even in BioWare games, if you want to be evil, you have a choice to be how evil you want to be. If you ever play Star Wars: The Old Republic or Knights of the Old Republic,
Getting all worked up.
you get a bunch of different things about that. Where you can be a Sith,
That old monkey.
but for instance, when someone offers you and sells you a slave, you get to determine how you treat them. Like, for instance, if you sleep with somebody in that MMO, you get to make a choice whether or not you want to make the slave stay in there and watch. I'm sorry, it's Knights of the Old Republic and it's the Old Republic.
Curse these.
The Old Republic is what I just quoted. But like other things like that too, like shocking the person with the collar, letting them go, giving them their freedom, offering them a choice to follow you if they want to. And this is as a Sith.
No one up above would bother to ruin this place yet again. Yeah, they're coming for you, no doubt.
You could just do that. The game just lets you.
Bear it. I simply can't.
It's in one of the earlier storylines too, Nia, because like every class and every job you play has a different storyline. That one I think was a Sith Inquisitor storyline. One of the two. Yeah, the Old Republic, like the MMO. Because the MMO has BioWare story writing in it. So while you have like these different areas you can go into, like if you guys are familiar with Guild Wars 2, how they get around getting you to tell your actual own story is by having you in your own instant areas that determine what path your character is going to take and what choices you make. So everything everybody else does could be different from what you do, but you'll still see your own unique consequences and how that affects the world around you personally. Guild Wars 2 and the Old Republic both do that. Like being able to kill certain people. If you want to murder your teacher, you can do that. If you want to betray them, if you want to follow their teachings. These all have different branching storylines and patterns that you can get into, which is one of the main reasons why I like RPGs so much. Because they're one of the only games that actually have the gall to do that and get you invested. And keep in mind, this MMO, like... Okay. My bad, let me send this text message. But yeah, like those games really let you do so much and give you so much freedom. Even as an MMO, if you guys haven't played that MMO and you just, as a gameplay perspective, it's a little outdated with the tab targeting system. But if you want to get immersed into a story in MMO, you got just a lot of time, I'd recommend playing it. I remember there was this one lady who you go to track down and you're trying to get to the root of like why her husband is causing issues. That's the one where you can murder her husband and her kid. And then that's the choice where you get to sleep with her and force the slave to be in the same room when you do it. It's a wild story. And that's just one of the early stories. Like when you're first starting at like the academy and everything, like as Sith, like, cause keep in mind, it's the Old Republic. So it's before like the Clone Wars, it's before Anakin, it's before Vader, before Obi-Wan, before anybody in the modern setting, Han Solo, like none of them are in there. It's a bunch of old people. Not old people, but a bunch of people who came in like centuries beforehand, thousands of years beforehand. So you get to see different things like Sith academies, different Jedi orders, like Gray Jedi, and different things like that. Yeah, it's super far back. So I know what you mean, Shaggy. Timeline is a little hard to tell, but it is really far back. This man is getting work put in on him. But yeah, the timeline for it means it's a perfect opportunity to tell your story. And the thing is, like, Star Wars has some great potential to tell a bunch of side stories that the main IP never explores. For instance, like, did you guys know the Star Wars verse has zombies? Or had zombies at one point? Where the origin is like a Sith tried to make a different type of virus that ended up turning stormtroopers into zombies, which led to a small outbreak. And that was the whole thing they had to deal with. And I think even Vader had to come in and deal with that because periodically outbreaks still do happen. Or like the monsters beneath the surface of the ocean in Camino. Or like how certain things in the actual galaxy will call out to people who are force sensitive and try to get them to go to the uncharted parts of it. But yeah. Nah, for sure, Shaggy, I got you. I just get so sad because the Star Wars verse is like so extensive and there's a lot happening, a lot going on. And we just don't get to see it. We just don't get to see it on the main big screen. Oh my, we have his armor. Imagine like murdering somebody and then taking their whole entire image to be your mask. So I think that's the strongest staff we can make right now. I kind of really like this cloak, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Significantly increased damage both dealt and taken, huh? This is the glass cannon one. Yeah, no, I won't make the boots. I won't make the boots. All right, the one-shot build. I imagine this has got to be like the one-shot build. This armor looks sick. Boss area? Let me rest. Those boots were not made for walking, man. But yeah, Guild Wars 2 and Star Wars The Old Republic, I think, are two MMOs I kind of really enjoy. I always talk about it, makes me want to go back. I probably am going to go back, actually. Started One Piece, happy for you. I'll see you in the next couple years and ask, what do you think about it?
Bad luck. It's a dead end.
Oh, it's this guy again.
Slanderer! I let you be, and now you have the gall to show up.
Slanderer is crazy.
Come at me now. This day will be your last.
Something about him makes me think he's immune to thunder. Nah, I don't like the way he's moving. He's ice. Never judge a book by its cover, I guess. Right. Okay. Oh, okay, yep. It keeps parrying me. I'm playing somebody who's a demon in Third Strike.
Wings as hard as steel. And your strike only when he spreads them.
I need my stack. Oh, it did cancel it because it technically went through. That's unfortunate. Oh my goodness, every time. Bad timing on my part. Okay. That's gonna explode. Oh my god. This man is so mobile. Oh. What? What? Oh. That's different. Ow. Oh, that's different. Okay. Okay. He has one of these too? Can't get to him. Oh, whoa. Ah, just barely in the way. Just barely in the way. Okay, we almost had that the first try. I'm gonna need the other transformation. I'm gonna need the thunder one. I'm gonna need the long one. Okay. Craft a few things. Not armor. I'm gonna craft some potions. Don't think I have the stuff I need. That's fine. I have to tell myself not to transform. Oh, you got caught slipping by your dog, Wolf. Ooh, I got caught slipping too. They're a lot more aggressive now.
Even tougher than the skull of a monkey! Handle him alone!
That was still invulnerable. Okay. Oh yeah, so that's a phase shift no matter what. Oh my goodness, right, I did that again. Okay. I have to use that. Whew. My goodness. Ooh, that's a little rough. I don't know what to do exactly in that last phase there. Gotta learn his patterns. Okay, so that's immediate. By useless as in they don't work anymore, or useless as in there's not really much of a reason to use them, Morty? Damage I took for that was not worth it. Oh no. I know some people were feeling updates before that, like theirs was broken beforehand, so maybe this update broke it for those who was working for and fixed it for those who it wasn't, which wouldn't make sense, but been hearing some workarounds and stuff all across the board. That's weird though. This is typically why I have been buying too many things day one. Unfortunate. Why? Man keeps grinding his feet on me. I'm not into that. god. Man, that's like using your awakening Naruto just to get beat on. Ah! Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting not to activate that there. Oh wow, he's tossing the second sword now. Combo breaker. Ah, he's running. Oh, I was gonna say, where'd he go? Oh my god. Tried to cheat. Goodness gracious, man. What y'all pull his hair about it? Do what to his what? I had a way easier time fighting the second time.
Fortune's gift it is. It's Wukong's somersault cloud. I was wringing my brain how to fetch you, but this savvy one's already on it. It must have been hidden here amongst the mist until it sensed the relics on you. Thanks to them, it recalled its master and saved your skin. Now that it answers to your call...
Dang, so he's just gonna let us fall to our deaths.
Stop it. Your mortal body is too heavy for me in my wind form. All these henchmen of the court, what draws them to this mountain? Let's find out!
I want to get a screenshot of the mountain without Wukong in it. Wings alone pale beside this greater gift. One somersault covers 100,000 miles. Nice. That's nice. What you got against monkeys being in the picture? Shut up, Wolf. Oh. This is nice. You know, this would be peaceful if there wasn't a bunch of lightning in here and full of people that wanted to kill me. Assuming we're supposed to go towards this lightning. There. trying to trample me. Oh, okay. Yeah. Delay timing. One of the worst trades I've ever taken in my life. Everybody's got anti-jump tools now. I think these tornadoes are gonna stop me? They might. That is a fair assessment to make. Ow. Feels like I'm fighting one of the bosses in Valheim. Is he gathering pieces of... He is. I am losing this snowball fight. Yeah, we're just gonna get out of there. He dodged me? That's gonna hurt. Please. This isn't fair. I don't have any snowballs to throw back. Oh, that would have been death. Sir, please. Oh, that's different. Oh, it can't parry those? Okay. Wow, I got robbed. I got robbed. I had just gotten hit, was in the middle of dodging, and apparently I still had a hitbox. Unfortunate. Well, we know what we're working with now. They say you need a shrine, big bro. All right, let's get this party started. Ooh. Oh, that almost froze me. How did that miss? Yo, Zinio, welcome to the Panda Army. Thank you so much for popping in here. Oh my god. Oh, Zeno, I'm sorry. I read your name wrong. My apologies. Fighting for my life currently against this deer. Ooh, weird. Gotta get out of here, gotta get out of here, gotta get out of here. At this point, can I ride Nimbus? Oh, thank you. Oh my god. I mean, I hate it here. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah, the gaming overlay is pretty new still. I was because I stream on an ultra wide monitor now, so I was trying to find a overlay that would work with it without me having to stretch the photo so it wouldn't look super horrible for you guys. I'm sorry, did you switch elements there? Oh, so now you're not a snow deer, you're a blood deer. Okay, that's different. That's new. I'm with it, you know? Sometimes snow just ain't it. Oh, PC stuff, thank you. Appreciate that. I've been trying to experiment with some different camera angles. Fighting a bloodbender right now. Ow. Please. My goodness. What? Now, where you going? Oop. I'm sorry. Ah! Please! Playing Scarlet from Mortal Kombat in deer form. What are you doing? Oh my god. Stop right there. Jesus Christ.
Step away. This time, the glory's mine.
He just deflated a deer. Welcome in. We've been playing through Black Myth Wukong, as you can see, but we normally play fighting games on the channel. We've been trying to do a little more things here and there. But for the most part, that's been like the main thing. Tekken, Street Fighter, King of Fighters. We're gonna be playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 when the release hits later tonight. Though I'll be at work.
With you monkeys around, I'm always toiling away for nothing.
But yeah, every Monday we discuss mental health in some way, shape, or form. So that's also another thing we do. And I do have a YouTube channel as well.
Try not to forget your Uncle Bajir. All I got from Wukong were the nasty jobs. You should do better than that.
Yeah, no, we play a lot of different things. Like, pretty much chances are if it came out, I've tried it either on stream or off stream. But this game is dope. I wouldn't say like a full YouTuber, but I've been trying, man. I think we're at 654 subscribers. Trying to get to 1,000. I've been leaning more so towards doing video essay style content and maybe like first impressions and things of that nature, instead of just like uploading my fighting game matches. Just because I realize I have a lot of things to say as far as like things like fighting game atmosphere, different things like that. I have to say, honestly, I don't really have one at the moment, like a favorite game of all time or anything. It really like varies by genre and stuff like that. Sure, if you want to see it, here's a link to it. But yeah. Oh, wait, how about the cloud? Walking is ghetto now. No problem. What made you curious, Zeno? I'd like to not dox myself, so I don't really like tell everybody like where I'm from, but I'm from the US. From the US. No American. I gotta ask, Zeno, you're not gonna try and sell me anything, are you? Right? Gotta ask. Gotta ask. Yeah, because we're all waiting to see what you're really here for. You're a little too friendly. I mean, I appreciate the positivity, but you know, we've all been through this. So we're just waiting now. But is that what you're here for? Yeah, and I need to know, are you one of those people? Like, did you come in here to sell us stuff? Because you following every flow bar for bar. It was just something we had to be careful of. But like, you know, you're talking, but you're not really answering the question. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, we just have to vibe check you real quick. Where are you from? So are we just going around fighting different bosses now? Who is this? Gotcha. Oh my goodness. Yeah. We also had someone previously come from Pakistan too, who was pretty cool. Yeah. How'd you end up finding me from Pakistan? I know you set the setup. Were you just looking for Wukong streamers? That's curious. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hmm. Is there another boss? So I think what towards the end here we're just doing the boss rush. Yeah, like how'd you find us? Is essentially what he's asking. Like where in Pakistan are you from? Quick question. Morty, Nia, y'all both here? Yeah, if you'd be so kind, please promptly gun this person down in the streets. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, why did we shoot this person, you may ask? It's very simple. This person very clearly is not here on good intentions. If you guys notice the talking speed, we've all seen the scripts, we've all seen how they respond, we've all seen the questions they ask. Where are you located? Where you're from? Stream looks good. Love your setup. Foreign country. Where you're from in that foreign country? No answer. You're not here to sell me anything, are you? Never answered. How'd you find the stream? Wolf gave him 2 options. Only said yeah, because he figured out that was his way out. But notice how when we asked him if he was here to sell something or not to sell something, never answered, and there was a huge pause. And keep in mind, he never said like vividly, like, I was not a scammer, I'm not a scammer, I know about those guys, I'm not those guys. The replies clearly is not a regular human being. Clearly they wanted to sell us something. Clearly they wanted to know where we're from, thought we were another ignorant streamer. Even if they weren't, probably not someone we were gonna vibe with anyway, but they just set off too many red flags. Too many red flags. Just in case anybody was wondering about the thought process behind that and why we just had to shoot a civilian in the streets. Because they weren't really a civilian. That was a sleeper agent. Yeah, that was a designer sleeper agent. I was giving him a chance to do like be a regular person, regular human being. But nah. What's up, King? That person was very clearly on trying to ease their way into it. And you know, that was me giving them chances. We all knew what they were there for. Everybody's just sitting there looking, spotlighting the chat. Nothing happened. Nothing changed. The replies stayed the same. The cadence stayed the same. That was somebody who didn't pick up on what was going on. That was an imposter who was bad at being an imposter. Yeah, like Wolf tried to give him ways out. Wolf was like, yeah, you know. Man. I also thought you might have been busy, Shaggy, too, or Sonic, too, because I know Sonic's usually doing like 5 million other things as well. And still multitasking, so I didn't want to bother Sonic too much about it. I knew y'all were here, so I was like, you know, just air him out. Just air him out real quick. That is crazy, man. We'll find another shrine or fight a boss and then we'll call it there. But you know, when they said Pakistan, I was like, the only other person we've seen come from Pakistan had actual personality and had a reason why they were there. You know, it wasn't just they randomly stumbled across the stream, which could happen. But yeah, right? I want to see what he's cooking up with. But that person was very clearly there because I think that day I was playing Shaheen and they were really into Shaheen and the representation that it gives. And not only that, but he was talking about Arslan Ash and how they went to the same school, and Atif and a bunch of other players. So even at the very least, even if what he was saying wasn't true, I knew he was a human being who wasn't there to sell me something. I was like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Because his whole flow switched when I was like, you're not here to sell me something, are you? But then you saw how he tried to give me a tip too, saying like, oh, if you made it so verified accounts only can show up, you wouldn't have to worry about scammers. Like, no, bro, just don't come in my chat. You saw how slick he tried to be with it? Like, people like him? Yeah, he said, haha, like, people don't... There was nothing funny said. There was nothing funny said. Nobody was laughing. Nothing of importance was stated either. Like, it was all about responses. We gave him a few chances. Because, you know, the worst thing I want to do is, like, ban somebody who actually, who may not have good English or who may not necessarily know about the whole Twitch thing, but most people do. And most people just wouldn't respond like that. And I know some of these scammers are just, like, regular people, so I'm like, okay, like, what are we doing here? Like, what's gonna be your answer? Like, what are you up to? Yeah, the yep. He said, did you find it randomly or by referral? Yeah. Like, what? That's a two-part question. You can't even say, like, you know, anything else. What's up, Matsumi-san? You just missed a bot getting shot in the streets. They tried lowering the property value of the stream, so we had to take him out back. You know, with that old Yeller treatment. There's a heretic in the chat for all my Space Marine players and 40k people. Said the Emperor wasn't God, we had to burn him at the stake. Oh, Lord. Basically be if somebody from the Eldar came in and called everybody in the stream Monkai and then just got slaughtered. There is no peace, only war. Oof. Like, you know it's bad when all the mods end up pulling up because everybody saw how off he was the moment he sent 3 messages back to back and it was his first time being here and he wasn't worried about like different responses. I was like, okay, you gotta go. Hello, sir. He just vibing. Oh yeah, see, Matsume-san typed in a joke, Automod immediately hit him. This guy looks nice. I want no problems with him. He chilling, I'm chilling. Walking the thin line, man. Careful, Matsume-san. A lot of people in the world don't need a lot of excuses to shoot us. Wait, I fought this thing already. Wait, so we can fight him again? Dang. So I wonder if I actually have to fight that last dude. Oh my god. Wow. I was off the ground and got blown up. That is crazy. PM Nia very early in the conversation, like, here comes the obligatory spiel about how I can design something from you. Yeah. I'm gonna get a redeem where SpongeBob is like, it feels like somebody wants to sell me something. Like, I think I need that. I think I need that. And that'll be my signal. That'll be my signal. I need that. Let me write that down. Oh geez, my eyelashes are in my eye again. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go back and fight that one dude who was sitting just to see if I can. Told you he was on us, right? And then we'll end stream there. I just kind of wanted to talk about us shooting that man. Like Morty's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Just say the word. Just say the word. Just say the word. I'll gun him down right now. In front of his wife, in front of his kids. It's another body. That's another notch in the belt. Shaggy just being there like, you said one word, I'll let this Boltor sing. Mia being like, I'm gonna take off this leather belt and just... All the mods pulled up at the same time. Even Wolf was just sitting here, man. It made me want to make Wolf a mod for a split second there, just so he could get a taste of what shooting somebody felt like. So to mod everybody in the chat, be like, everybody click on his name at the same time and press fire. Space Marines 2, yeah, I'm picking that up when I get paid. I wanted to finish this before I actually picked it up here. So I probably am gonna end up buying it eventually. But it's looking like the next stream we'll finish this and then we'll probably play like what the hell? Taste of what shooting somebody feels like in the chat. You're not a boss, are you? Can we talk to you? Can we have a pleasant conversation? Nope, we cannot. We can absolutely not. What? New Outlast updates puts bombs on our chest? Oh my god. What could this possibly help with? How much trauma does a person need to go through before they become a sleeper agent? At this point, they just gotta admit they're just trying things. You wanna fight up here, sir? Is he leading us somewhere? Okay. A lot of dead people, but you know they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Stop it, idiot!
You know, this is kind of crazy with everything we've been through thus far. Like, why are we still falling for traps? That man is brave. He could have gotten impaled. Gold armor rhino. Okay. I imagine his big gimmick being thunder. Bruh. Stay behind him. Why are you running? Okay, can't smack him in the horn. I tried to do the... don't run from me. I wonder, can I break this? What happens if I hit the main horn with a focus attack? He just keeps running from me. Bruh. I like that he's invulnerable when he's in ethereal like that. We're like getting nowhere. That's new. Why does he just keep running from me? Feels like I'm playing Monster Hunter. I whiffed because he's too fat. I think out of all the bosses I've fought in this game, this one's the most annoying. Hands down. Okay. Okay. I hated it here.
Careful not to break your staff on it. More focus before you hit.
Pretty sure the horn we can break then when he says more focus before you hit. IE focus attacks is gonna be the best way to damage this thing. Yeah. All right, don't want to be right there. Oh my goodness. Ooh, tried to dodge that. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, okay. So just so I don't end up going over too far on my allotted time, I'm gonna have to end here today, unfortunately. We'll give it another shot. Yo, what's up, John? Appreciate you popping in with the raid. Highly appreciate that. Let me give you a shout out, bro. Were you playing Tarkov, Smite?
Yeah, boy.
Space Marine 2?
Alright. Ready, boys? Salud!
Yo, Aesthetically Geeky, what's up? What's up? Appreciate you popping in. Tarky, okay. Nothing much. We're playing Black Myth Wukong, trying to beat this boss.
Oh, he did.
Appreciate you popping in. Oh, Geeky, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Panda Army. For everybody who's new here, we discuss mental health every Monday, and we typically play like fighting games on here on the channel. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but we also do play things like Black Myth Wukong.
By the way, either boy.
I wanted to play Space Marine 2.
Did not chase.
And quite a few other things.
In fact, be chasing. I will 100%.
Oh, so this is you doing a shot?
Every second is worse. It's
Oh God. How many shots did you guys end up taking that day, especially when you're playing like Outlast? But yeah, we discuss anime, comic books, lore between different games, and a bunch of other things as well. So that's one of the big things I like doing. I like talking about stories. I like talking about lore. I was just telling everybody some of the things you can do in the Old Republic and how the Knights of the Old Republic and different things of that nature, Star Wars wise, Warhammer lore. And there's even some stuff about Hunt Showdown I want to get to if I'm ever able to actually stream Hunt Showdown again. But we stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you ever do want to catch a stream, especially on a Monday where we talk about mental health, that would be the time. 9 throughout the night? Oh, geez, you're a trooper, man. Right now, we're fighting this rhino. Oh no, I shouldn't have taken that. Gonna kick us? We're fighting a rhino right now. He's got a root for me, not the rhino. We also have to shoot somebody in here who was a scammer coming in. He failed the imposter check. No, he backed up. He does it every time. I'm not so surprised. It's basically a cat and mouse game here that we're playing. We talk about how this is a reference to like Monster Hunter. It feels like. Speaking of Monster Hunter, though, are you guys gonna be picking up the new one? But we were also covering gaming news and stuff too. Talking about how they're charging $700 for a PS5 Pro. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was pretty sure about that. I was pretty sure we were gonna have to use the focus to break his horn. Yeah, and that's without the vertical stand that it comes with, by the way. And an extra $100 for the disk drive if you want to actually, you know, not have to be forced to download your games only digitally. I missed. Yeah, you see, like their main justification for that is apparently a better GPU, advanced ray tracing, which if you know about ray tracing, like if you PC game in the last 10 years, it's not that great of a feature to justify that much of an increase. 2 terabyte hard drive space, or SSD, I'm sorry. Most people count it a hard drive for some reason. And AI upscaling technology, but that's really about it. Like the base PS5 can play regular games just fine. And it's not like how it was when the PS4 Pro released, where you had Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West coming out and stuff. Well, not Forbidden West, but Zero Dawn and Assassin's Creed Unity, to the point where people were trying to actively push the hardware and make new games. And the PS4 Pro clearly had a market to take advantage of that. This one just feels egregious. Not to mention they shadow increased the base price of the controllers. So now the controllers are $5 more for the actual base controllers. And keep in mind, you know, $5, some people might be like, ain't a lot. But these controllers are already $70. And it's for the base PS5 controller, which is already experiencing issues that most people don't like in the first place. And then $10 for all the other types. Too many gas station rhino pills is crazy. Yeah, so some people have been saying like there's also other ways around it and workarounds. But also they say it's due to rising production costs that they had to increase the price for these things. But it's not, it's just money. Because the article we read that on debunked it. Because most of these PS4 controllers and everything work just fine with PS5 games. And people say like, oh, it's for the DualSense, it's for the immersive features of the PS5. And people are just like, you can turn off all these immersive features on the PS5 and aren't required to keep them on to play them. So we all know that was a lie. At this point, if you're thinking about buying the PS5 Pro, like most people were saying, you'd be better off getting a PC at this point. Spend a few extra $100, free online, get the backwards compatibility with emulation and stuff like that, and streaming regardless. And most people say like, oh, I want a console in my living room. But if you have a smart TV, you can stream your console to your TV or a Chromecast. Whew. Sorry, talking about capitalism while I'm fighting from life is probably not the best thing. My butt. My face. My internal organs. Don't run from me. Oh, wait. Yeah, continue running from me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry about breaking your horn. I just got to do it one more time. Ah! Please. Ah! He is not happy. Turn around one time, just one time. He knows I'm waiting. What was that? Give me your horn. Pause. Oh my God. Don't do this. Oh my goodness. Being stepped on isn't my fetish, please stop. Not the kink shame or anything, but it's just not my cup of tea. Oh my God, he's throwing rocks. He didn't have to do that. I missed. No, I hate it here. He's gonna kick me, isn't he? Man, I've seen somebody's name in chat that's been Jury Footlooker or Lily Foot Disciple. I said, please. Oh my goodness. Wait till you're done charging. It's over for you. I mean, of course he's made of thunder, so this isn't gonna do much damage, if any at all. I'm tickling him right now. Don't run from me. We are not looking for you, Ray. Revy, we are not looking for you, Revy. Definitely not that type of stream. That's how y'all get down, that's cool, but just don't tell me about it. Oh no. No, I had to hit him one of these real quick. I had to lock in real quick. I had to.
It can't be. Wukong's gold Sotzi armor. That monkey was full of surprises, just like me. He had his way to linger on, and his belongings, too. They're set on killing those mongrels of a court. But we've got to snatch them first, or these scum will take them. I'll go find the other ones. Keep up with me.
Oh man. But yeah, for those who don't know, we also have a bunch of different effects and stuff like that here that you guys can redeem and just randomly type in and use that way. Oh yeah, vey. Okay, so we're definitely towards the end of the game here. Normally I would like to keep going, but I have to stop. We're gonna come back to that boss over there. We'll come back to him. Let me actually use this.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling?
Yo, Revy, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Panda Army. Hey, we got the Hunter x Hunter redeem. It's been a minute since I've seen that one. Oh. I appreciate you guys all for coming out, for being here. Like, yeah, we normally discuss gaming news and stuff like that too. So if anything happens between now and Friday, I'll definitely be talking about that on stream. Today we were talking about Baldur's Gate mods, the PS5 stuff, Satisfactory releasing Space Marines numbers, stuff like that. Has anyone else's controllers been experiencing any difficulty? Like if you play on Xbox controllers? Because there's been stuff back and forth about PS5, Xbox controllers not working. I know they're adding ultra wide support this month too. Sometime this month supposedly, so we'll see. That'll probably be when I like really hop into it, because if the game doesn't have ultra wide support, I probably won't be able to play it. But yeah, let me switch screens here. Let me actually turn on this music, leave this game, and then we'll get that settled. Turn on this music. But yeah, thank you so much for everybody who came through, everybody who decided to be here. John, thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate you bringing in your community here. Reviolis, Geeky, it was very nice to meet both of you guys. Please let me know if I'm saying your name right, Revy. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, if I'm butchering it. If I am, I'm sorry. I just didn't know. Hybrid, thank you so much for being here. Wolf, Nia, Mort for Shaggy. for all being here to shoot that person who was trying to scam and scheme and definitely wanted to sell me something but had to act like he didn't want to sell me something. We're probably gonna add a redeem for that. What else did I want to say? Matsume-san for coming through. King of the Misfits for popping in. I would say Zeno, but that's literally the person who got shot. I'm definitely missing a few people. Yeah, Garbut and Grinning. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know if Zombie popped in either. But Garbut and Grinning Moon popped in too. So shout out to you guys as well. I like thanking everybody before we actually end the stream, stuff like that. But with that all being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a night. You're all wonderful people. Please take care of yourselves. Be the reason somebody smiles today. Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're stretching. If you're at a desk for a continuous point of time for more than an hour or two out your day, stretch your wrists. Definitely got to keep that carpal tunnel away. Stretch a day keeps the carpal tunnel away. You know, we're all getting older. Keep in mind what you're eating and where you're eating it from. But if you're on YouTube, I will see you guys Friday after the intro. If you're on Twitch, stick around for the raid. We're going to decide who we're actually raiding right now. Let me see who's live right now. There's a lot of people live right now. Holy crap. I think we'll raid Jay. I don't really get the opportunity to raid Jay, and I think he raided me last time, so I gotta return the favor, you know. But if you guys don't know, he's currently doing a woodworking stream. He's currently setting up some shelves. So if y'all could show him some love there, but I highly appreciate that. He has also made music and is a rapper, so definitely would appreciate y'all showing him some love. Check him out. Cool people, very chill, very mellow, but can also get a little chaotic sometimes. But yeah, I'll see you guys Friday. And we're going to be beating Wukong. Then after that, we probably might play some more vs. Capcom. We'll see how it goes. But I'll see you guys then. Let me send this raid message. First message for everybody who's subbed. Second message for everybody that isn't.